Welcome to our LyFiveElements, where we're dedicated to sharing the wisdom of traditional Chinese metaphysics with the world. Our mission is to teach complex subjects like the four pillars of destiny, also known as Bazi, Qi, Feng Shui, and more, in simple, easy to understand English. Subscribe and share our content to help spread this ancient knowledge. Your support is what drives us forward. We also offer personalized one-on-one consultations to guide you on your metaphysical journey. Feel free to leave a comment or contact us directly for more information. Thank you for being part of our community. Hello everyone, I'm Arvin. Welcome to our intermediate course on the six clashes among the earthly branches, part 2. Watch the video on part 1 if you haven't already watched it. Part 2 is a continuation from part 1, and you will be able to follow and understand the contents better after watching part 1. That said, if you haven't started on the basic course, please do so before starting on the intermediate topics. In the last lesson, we discussed what kinds of events may occur when clashes arise between the different pillars. Everyone can gradually verify these points on their own. Try to engage in conversations with friends. Ask about these matters, and over time, you will accumulate experience. As for the question of who wins and who loses in the six clashes, there are two situations involved here. One concerns the natal chart and the other concerns month ruler, major luck cycles and annual luck cycles. In the natal chart, the one being controlled or overcome is the loser. Sometimes, counterclash can occur due to the month ruler or major and annual luck cycles. Then, there is the issue of separation by position, where there is a pillar in between the characters that clash, where the force of the clash is weaker, but the essential nature of the clash remains. Thirdly, the clash is beneficial if it clashes away the inauspicious character, and vice versa. Last but not least, those with many clashes tend to experience greater ups and downs in life. Men with many clashes in their Bazi chart finds it easier to accumulate wealth. Women with many clashes in their Bazi chart will have a more difficult fate. What do all this mean? I will explain the key points using a Bazi case example. This is a man's Bazi chart. The year branch is Si fire, and the day branch is high water, forming a Si high clash. The month branch is Shi earth, and the hour branch is Chen earth, forming a Chen Shi clash. Let us first look at the Si high clash and determine who loses and who wins. High water is and water controls fire. For fire to clash against high, it would require extremely strong energy for fire to counter water. In this case, water extinguishes fire. The one being controlled in the natal chart is the loser. In fact, the Ziwu clash is a water-fire clash. The Maoyou clash is a wood-metal clash. The Yin-Shen clash is a wood-metal clash. And the Si-Hai clash is likewise a fire-water clash. When the energies are comparable in the natal chart, in a Ziwu clash, it is Wu that is injured, because water controls fire. In a Maoyou clash, it is Mao that is injured, because You is metal, and metal controls wood. In a Yin-Shen clash, it is Yin that is injured, because Shen is metal, and metal controls wood. And in a Si-Hai clash, it is certainly Si that is injured, because Hai is water, and water clashes against Si. Wherever the clash occurs, the corresponding part of the body is where illness or health problems will manifest. Now look at the Si-Hai clash. We have just understood the underlying principle. The high water in the Day branch has clashed and defeated the Si fire in the Year branch. Here, the Year branch Si fire represents information related to his direct wealth, direct resource, and direct officer. Based on this, what can you conclude about him? Let's go a step further and illustrate this with an example. In 2019, it was a high year. Adding another high, this created a high self-punishment, which greatly strengthened the energy of high and intensified its clash against the Year branch Si. This Si represents wealth, authority, and resources. As a result, his stable source of income was lost. Wealth here represents either his job or his projects. Once that stable income was clashed away, his authority was also clashed away. What does this mean? Authority represents his position, so in that year, he was bound to encounter misfortune. Because two high branches clashed against this Si, his career was damaged. His official position was destroyed and his power was taken away. He was certain to experience adversity that year. This is within the natal chart framework, resulting in the one being controlled or overcome is the loser. Since fire is being overcome, he needs to pay attention to issues related to the heart and blood circulation, as health problems are likely to arise in these areas. In this natal chart, there is also another type of relationship known as a counterclash by the month ruler, because the month ruler carries very strong energy. If this Si was located in the month ruler position, it would be capable of counterclashing the high in the natal chart. This is because the month ruler accounts for about 40% of the overall strength, whereas the other pillars each account for only about 12%. Note that I mentioned clashing of the high in the natal chart only, and not the one from annual or major luck cycles. Counterclashes can also occur during major luck cycles and annual cycles. What does this mean? Let us continue examining this Bazi chart. In 2025, the Yi Si year strengthens the energy of the Year branch Si to clash against the Day branch Hai. At this point, everyone needs to understand one principle. The energy of the stars in the heavens is far greater than the energy of the human body. Celestial energy can act wherever it chooses, and its force is extremely powerful. Therefore, when major luck cycles or annual cycles clash with a particular element in the natal chart, a counterclash can also occur. Originally, when water clashes with fire, it is fire that is injured. However, the energy of the annual celestial stars is very strong, and it can instead cause injury to the high water. High water represents his spouse Pallas, indicating that his wife is affected or harmed. Next, let us look at the 10 gods. The 10 god of high water here is robbed wealth. What does robbed wealth represent? It represents money owed to him by others. At this point, an important principle comes into play. Clashing away what is inauspicious is a good thing, while clashing away what is favorable or useful will bring calamities. A clash is not necessarily always bad. If the clash from a major luck cycle or an annual cycle removes the inauspicious elements in the Bazi, it is beneficial. If it removes the favorable or useful elements, it will result in misfortune. Everyone must understand clearly this principle. The 6 clashes are not necessarily a bad thing. As mentioned earlier, regarding separation by position, the force may become weaker, but the essential nature of the clash still remains. Do not assume that just because there is one pillar or even 2 pillars in between, the clash no longer exists. It is still a clash. Although the distance weakened is force, the clash itself is still present. Next, after we finish covering these key points about the earthly branches, we will move on to relationships and marriages. When you look at a Bazi chart, you will be able to immediately judge what the marital relationship is like, what the couple's inner states are, what events may occur between husband and wife, and when marriage or divorce may happen. Once you master these clashes, punishments, breaks, and harms, you will be able to see these outcomes right away. People with many clashes tend to experience greater ups and downs in life. Men with many clashes often find it easier to accumulate wealth. Why is that? As explained in the previous lesson, when a man's Bazi contains many punishments or clashes, his life tends to be more turbulent, and over time, he becomes accustomed to such fluctuations. In this person's Bazi chart, there are 四害 and Fengshui clashes among the earthly branches. This means that within a 12-year cycle, 4 years will encounter clashes, and within each year, 4 months will encounter clashes. Every year, the 4 month clashes with his high, and the high month clashes with his 4. Likewise, every year, the Chen month clashes with his Xu, and the Xu month clashes with his Chen. As a result, his life experiences significant ups and downs. Over time, he gradually becomes accustomed to such fluctuations, and his ability to withstand setbacks grows stronger. While others may be completely discouraged by relatively minor misfortunes, someone like this is used to them, and small setbacks may mean very little to him. Therefore, for men, having many clashes can actually make it easier to accumulate wealth. However, for women, having many clashes is generally unfavorable. Life tends to be more turbulent, misfortunes occur more frequently, and there is a higher likelihood of marital difficulties, family discord, and similar issues. This concludes a more detailed explanation of the 6 clashes. If you have enjoyed the lesson, let me know by giving me a thumbs up. Don't miss out. Hit subscribe and share to join us on this incredible journey of discovery. Your support fuels our passion to keep creating. Any questions or need personalized guidance? Leave us a comment or get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for being part of the LyFiveElements family. If anything is unclear, feel free to drop a comment below. I would love to discuss and explore these topics with you. And for those of you who want to understand your Bazi chart but find the learning process too complicated, you can always message me for a one-on-one consultation. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Your support truly motivates me to keep sharing this knowledge. See you in the next lesson.